Hey guys, welcome back to the Kool-Aid Podcast. Welcome back to another video. Welcome back to another match preview where we're going to be talking about Barcelona's game tomorrow against Sevilla. But before we get started and we talk about Barcelona's game tomorrow, make sure to follow us on all of our social media platforms. All the links are posted down below in the description. We are on Instagram, on Twitter, and on TikTok. If you guys want to hear our longer formatted videos in which we do transfer ratings, you see a reaction or challenge videos, make sure to go over there on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you like to hear your podcast. It's most likely that we are on that site. But guys, let's get straight into the match preview and let's talk about Barcelona's game tomorrow. As you guys can see right now, these are the times right around the world in which you are going to be able to watch Barcelona's game tomorrow against Sevilla. Barcelona's going to be playing at 9 p.m. local time. And then, as you guys can see, the other times around the world are shown as well. But let's go to the squad that has been called up for Barcelona's game against Sevilla. Now, as you guys can see right here, it's pretty much straightforward. There are no noticeable absentees except obviously the absence of Pedri. There is no Frankie de Jong. Our key players are still not available. But luckily enough, we do have the inclusion of Araujo, and we do not have any other injuries in the squad. And that's going to be a huge bonus. But now let's first look into some words from Xavi before we go into like the Barcelona lineup and my predictions for tomorrow's game. But the game with Sevilla will be a very difficult, tough, and physical. But we're at home. We need the fans and the atmosphere at Montjuic. That's the new stadium, guys, to get back on winning track. And then the final quote from Xavi: last year we were brilliant in defense and now not so much. We need to improve and get back last season's vibes to win titles. And that is something that we are going to talk about because that is very worrying how Barcelona is conceding so many goals. But this is Barcelona's predicted lineup for tomorrow by Foot Mob. You have Ter Stegen in goal, Balde at left back, Christensen as the left center back, Kunde as the right center back, Sergio Roberto, Gundogan, Romeo, and Gavi into that midfield. Joao Felix, Robert Lewandowski, and Rafinha starting in the attack. Now, when I look at this starting lineup, I think it's relatively perfect, with the only exception being Sergio Roberto. Obviously, like you don't want to see him in the lineup, but it does make sense because Joao Cancelo has basically played almost every single minute available so far since he's come to the club. And so I think it's a smart idea to rest him before Barcelona's game against Porto in the Champions League, in which we do have to go away to Portugal. And I also don't think it's a fantastic idea to start Ronald Araujo as our center back and play him for consecutive matches because we do have to remember that Ronald Araujo is going to be coming back from an injury. And so I don't think it's smart to start him. And after Inigo Martinez's poor performance in midweek, I don't think he's going to be starting either. And so solid pair of Christensen and Kunde in that center back partnership. And obviously Balde is going to be starting. Ter Stegen, we expect a much better performance from him. But the midfield, I think it's pretty straightforward, guys. We don't really have that many options into that midfield. However, if Xavi wants to go a little bit more offensive, he can just have Gavi and Gundogan being the holding midfielders and potentially play Rafinha as like a number 10 and Lamine Yamal on the right. Or as another option, he can just play Gundogan as the deep holding midfielder and play Fermin Lopez as the advanced midfielder. But I think that midfield honestly is perfect. It gives a little bit of everything. You have Romeo, the balance, Gavi, who once again had a fantastic performance in midweek against Mallorca, but Gundogan, who did not have the same, but obviously he is still class. And when you look at the attack, it's pretty much straightforward, guys. The only question I have is whether Rafinha is going to be starting because Lamine Yamal, he had a fantastic cameo against Mallorca. And he definitely needs to be playing in this game against Sevilla because he is a player who can definitely make the difference. And because it's actually crazy just how much he threatened Mallorca in the very few minutes that he had on the pitch. Robert Lewandowski rested in midweek, and so I do expect him to start. And Joao Felix, hopefully he does get a goal or two to continue his good start at the club. But that is Barcelona's lineup. Um, some other question marks is on Ferran Torres. He's a potential option in the attack. However, I there were some people who were saying that, hey, is maybe Ferran Torres a better option off the bench? Because like in the games that he has started, he hasn't had the same impact. I wouldn't say he's been necessarily bad, just he hasn't had that same impact, and so um, would he be much better as a super sub? But guys, when we look at Sevilla's lineups, there are some very familiar faces. Specifically talking about Sergio Ramos. Sergio Ramos, he appears to be able to start and is going to start in tomorrow's game against Barcelona. And then you also have Ivan Rakitic starting in their midfield. These are two familiar faces that Barcelona are all too aware of. But as you guys can see in the table, Sevilla, even though they're 12th, and they're not going to be an easy team because when we go down and we look at the team in 16th, we drop points against Mallorca, a 16th place team. And so we are going to be playing Sevilla, who are in 12th. However, it like the your ranking in the table, it doesn't mean much. Just however, on Sunday, something that we do have to keep in mind is that Girona is going to be playing Real Madrid at home. And so that's going to be interesting because Barcelona, they are third. And so hopefully by the end of the match day, we can see maybe some points dropped from Girona, but preferably from Real Madrid, or even a little bit better from both teams. But guys, that's Barcelona's predicted lineup for the game. A little bit later, we are going to be posting a video talking about some challenges, and we're going to be uploading another video. But guys, let us know your predictions for the match tomorrow against Sevilla. It's going to be a tough game. Barcelona, they need to do much better and not basically concede. Barcelona need to score early, be on the offensive, and try not to concede goals at the back because, as Xavi said, our defense hasn't been as solid this season, whether it be a lack of concentration or just a lack of focus, etc. Barcelona, they do need to recover that basically rock solid defense that allowed them to win La Liga last year. But guys, let us know your match predictions for tomorrow's game against Sevilla. And as always, guys, remember, like, subscribe, and comment. And I'll see you guys all in the next.